If you want instant access to new videos as they're uploaded, then please click on the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to comment on the videos, and if you're interested in learning more about BetAngel, visit betangel.com today and download a free trial. So 2 days of Cheltenham have gone already, and they've both been very interesting days, quite contrasting days I think, because on day one we had the Willie Mullins horses romping all over Prestbury Park, and that caused a lot of interest, and there was a lot of turnover on day one. The turnover was 30.4 million, which was up 36% on the prior year. So that was a really busy day. And you know, you've had 3 horses there at very short prices. So necessarily you were going to get a lot of volume anyway, but it was a surprise to see 30 million in one day. And, you know, the Willie Mullins gambles created a lot of interest in the market and created a lot of opportunity. So a lot of credit to Dave for writing an excellent blog post that we put up on the first day, which indicated what we thought was going to happen with the Willie Mullins horses and how that would affect the market. And Dave got it absolutely spot on. So, you know, much credit to Dave for doing that. Have a look at the blog post if you want to understand how racing knowledge can dovetail into trading. It's a good little piece to teach you that. But it was also interesting to see that other people picked up on that. So, you know, significant credit goes out to Jay Lewis, who produced a stunning result on one of the races on Tuesday and managed to earn just short of £1,000 on one of these races, following a similar pattern of behaviour. Beat me, so well done for that. A well thought out, well executed trade. Loads of credit. It's really nice to see BetAngel users doing that. And actually, you know, I get a buzz from that. I actually enjoy watching and seeing BetAngel users do well, because that's what it's all about. That's why I'm on the exchange, why we created the software, because it's easily the best way to participate in sports markets. And you know, much better than a sportsbook or a traditional bookie. If you put a bit of time and effort into things, then you can produce some pretty stunning results. So fantastic result, Jay, and you know, well done on that. I managed to pull out a lot of consistent results on day one. I didn't do anything absolutely stunning. By stunning, I mean a 4-figure result of any sort. I was pulling in hundreds, 200, 300s, and very regular big amounts on both Betfair and BetDAC. And it was interesting to see how good the fill rate was on BetDAC. And I did hint at this before, that it would be a good opportunity to do that. And obviously, that's one of the reasons we put the upgrade in to the BetDAC software, so that you'd have, you know, a full arsenal of weapons basically available for you at Cheltenham. So I recommend that you absolutely go off and do that. Even if you're trading on just Betfair, download the BetDAC edition, fire it up, have a go, have a look and see what you see. But and one of the reasons we recommend that is simply because the Betfair markets are getting stuffed full of cash. They can be a right pain, and they have been this year, in terms of trying to get your orders filled. And you know, there is money available in the market and so on, but it's one of the things we've noticed in the first 2 days is the volatility year on year is climbing again. And part of that is that the money just sits there, you get one side matched, and then the price just belts off. That never used to happen, but because of the amount of money that's sat there waiting to get matched, that's become a bit of a problem. And that was predominantly a lot of the problem that we saw on day 2, because day 2 was up on last year. It did 21.4 million. Which is quite big again, a lot less than the first day, but obviously the fields were much more competitive, so you would expect that. But that was still 15% up on the previous year, but there was just far too much money in the market to really make it sort of do anything of interest. And we've noticed over the first 2 days is that we've had to take a much more directional slant on the market. So in previous years you've always been able to sort of scalp quite happily. But that's not really working, you know. That's one strategy that stood out on the first 2 days as not performing very well at all. So we've had to take more directional bias in terms of how we trade the market this year. And I think that's probably going to be the theme going forward over the next couple of days. But yeah, you know, overall it's been going okay. The first day was brilliant, fantastic, did really well. The second day was a bit of a bummer, to be honest. Didn't do half as well as I thought maybe I could do, and perhaps I was a bit too aggressive, because I'd done so well on the first day. You sort of carried some of that into the second day and overcooked it a bit, but that's entirely my fault. I know quite a few people had a bit of a harder day yesterday, but probably weren't as aggressive as me. I was far too optimistic. But we do see this every year. We tend to see, and last year it was the same on Tuesday. Tuesday was a little bit tricky last year. But we do tend to see at least one day where it doesn't go quite right, and perhaps we've been a little bit too aggressive or not paid enough attention to what's going on in the market. But you also have days where everything goes fantastically. So hopefully that's still to come. But everything is pretty much where we expected it to be this year. Obviously, we'd always like it to be bigger, better, more stuff going on and bigger opportunities and so on. But you can't always have everything the way that you want. But turnover's up this year. Both BetDAC and Betfair are trading very well. The great thing as well is I'm completely confident about both the performance of the APIs, because if you look at Betfair, it's been absolutely rock solid. There haven't been any issues at all. And when I was having a discussion with Betfair last week, they were saying to me that actually Cheltenham generally isn't a problem because there's all the focus is on racing, but there aren't too many other sports going on in and around the same time. So actually that works quite well for them. Whereas if you look at a busy Saturday, that's obviously when the system is under most stress because you've got significant amounts of markets and liquidity flying in all over the place. So yeah, that's held up very well, and that gives me the confidence to push it a little bit harder. So that's what I'm going to try and do on Thursday, Friday. Friday is obviously the big day with the big race, the Gold Cup, and that tends to be, an opportunity to do something special. Today isn't quite as big. And also you have the charity race today. So the charity race has traditionally always been a race that I've avoided trading. It's one of the most volatile races you see. There's no sense in the market whatsoever. So I would tend to avoid trading the charity race. You're quite welcome to have a go if you want, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just not going to get involved in that whatsoever. So yeah, I hope you're having a good Cheltenham. Like I said, Tuesday was very good. Wednesday wasn't so good. Hopefully we can pick up where we left off on Tuesday today and push forward from there. But I hope you're having a good Cheltenham and hope you can get something out of the next couple of days. So look forward to speaking to you later in the week. If you're interested in learning more about BetAngel, visit betangel.com and download a free trial today.